Advanced Health Psychology Virtual Interactive Notebook 1, Day 4, Dreams. Today's essential question, so title that at the top of your paper, Day 4, Dreams. Essential question, do our dreams mean anything? The main idea is dreams. Then branching off of that, we have manifest content, latent content, Freud, Jung, Rosalind Cartwright, and lucid dreams. Go ahead and set up your notes. Pause. We know that dreaming occurs during REM. A dream is a story with a plot. So if you wake up outside of REM, you're likely to think, bubblegum. You'll have images, but they won't make any sense. If you wake up right after REM, you might remember your dreams. The manifest content is the actual story. I'm going to tell you the dream that I had most recently that I actually remember. And I'm going to follow along our notes with that as an example. So you've seen the movie Solo, maybe, about Han Solo as a young man. And there's a scene where he's running through this industrial city getting chased by things. And I had a dream that Mr. Thatcher and I were running through the Solo city shooting blasters at aliens. I wish it were another dream, but that's the dream I remember. So we're running through the city shooting blasters at aliens, trying to escape. And I don't know if we made it or not. But the interesting thing about the dream to me was neither one of us was in charge. We kept shouting suggestions to each other that worked. So that was my dream. That is the manifest content. The latent content would be the hidden meaning of the dream. Is there even a latent content? Does that exist? Dream researchers say all kinds of things about that. We get the idea of latent content from Freud, Sigmund Freud. Latent content is the hidden meaning of the dream. So write that down for latent content. Then move on to Freud. Sigmund Freud, an early psychologist, not the only one, but certainly the most famous, felt that, not proved, thought maybe, that dreams provide us a window into our unconscious. Now, you really do have an unconscious. There is thinking that goes on in your brain that you are not aware of. That's a fairly well-established fact. And for a long time, researchers discredited that. But then brain scans revealed that seems to be true. People have unconscious thoughts. And for Freud, dreams were a window into your subconscious thoughts. Has that been proven? No, but there's a frustrating bit of science, for me at least, that a lot of scientists don't seem terribly open to possibility. If something can't be proven empirically, then it doesn't exist for them, right? And Freud's a good example because a lot of his theories, especially his psychosexual theories, there's no evidence for at all. But there is evidence for the subconscious. And Freud said there's a subconscious before there was any evidence. Just like the Greeks came up with the idea of atoms even though they couldn't see them. Science fiction often inspires scientists to actually investigate things and come up with stuff that they only saw in science fiction. So take that for what you will. Anyway, Freud thought that dreams allowed us access to the unconscious, and the latent content of a dream would be the hidden meaning or the subconscious meaning. If I was going to guess as to the latent meaning of my dream, it would probably be that I trust Mr. Thatcher and that I don't see him as an overbearing authoritarian type, but more like a friend who I can trust, who gives me good advice and wants what's best for me. So, and he's a very good man. You guys know that too. So I would guess that that's the latent content. Now, Carl Jung came after Freud, and he believed in something he called the collective unconscious. So for Jung, we all experience the same basic primal archetypes, he called them. For example, there is the mother archetype, the father archetype, the warrior archetype, the jester archetype, the king, the worker, there's all kinds of archetypes that he came up with. What archetypes for Jung would exist in my dream? Probably the friend, the warrior, that kind of thing. And that's where we're going to leave it. Jung thought that we all share in a collective unconscious. Take that as your notes. And he thought that there are archetypes or symbols that represent themes. For Jung, for example, Mars, god of war, is an archetype of war. If you look at how the Greeks portray Mars, he's not awesome. They didn't really like Mars. There are very few temples to Mars in Greece. And the temples that do exist, I think, in Greece are small. I think the Romans really liked war, so they built up Mars. But for the Greeks, they portrayed Mars as a sort of a cowardly guy who rushes into battle. If it doesn't go well, he runs away crying. And his sister Athena has to help him, that kind of thing. So you could say that that's an archetype for war. I just spitballing here. All right, lucid dreams. Oh, before we get to lucid dreams, Rosalind Cartwright. I want you to actually read the section. It's at the end of chapter 4, section 3. Read what Rosalind Cartwright has to say about dreams and write down as much information as you need to properly explain her views. All right? So that one's going to be on you, and it will be on the test. And then we have lucid dreams. Lucid dreams, this is being studied now, and a lot of you young people are very interested in lucid dreams. If I could do this, I think it'd be awesome. But lucid dreaming occurs when certain aspects of wakefulness are retained during sleep, and the dreamer can at least partially control their dreams. For lucid dreams, something like aspects of wakefulness maintained, the dreamer can control their dreams. And you can look up all kinds of YouTube stuff on lucid dreaming, and it has varying scientific validity. Okay? So pretty easy day today. This was day 4. See you next time for day 5.